Amazing. How are you from back at home? Wajir, Garissa, New York. Okay, if you're watching from Egypt, Eritrea. Are you watching from Kisumu, Nakuru, Nairobi? You know, is in Mathare, Kibera, Notazama mkiwa wapi. This is The Morning Drift. And now, after that amazing segment where you have seen, of course, Tito, I will call him Tito, he also says call him bro, being featured in that amazing film, The Roadside, with Lupita Nyong'o. What are your feedback? People say Kenyans don't have artists. People say we're not there yet, but we're seeing the real talent, the real deal from our own people right there on The Morning Drift. Now, on the Xtraodinary segment, which I am bringing to you now, ladies and gentlemen, is another powerful segment where we appreciate that we just don't need to source minds from outside to make things happen in our country. We have the extraordinary minds in this country. And this morning I am featuring one of those minds who has really done great things in the country and beyond. And he is top 40 entrepreneurs under 40 years in Kenya, and that's where he was part of it. He's also the founder of Africa Track International. If you're familiar with that name and that company, you are also familiar with him, Douglas Mwangi, who has quite an interesting story from hawking, all right, clothes. You know, they say the jack of all trades, how young men now are doing it in Kenya, najaribu hi, najaribu hi, najaribu ile, until he got to the point now, he actually came up with the Africa Track International. And you want to hear the story about it, what the company is about, how what minds were in support. And if you're a young person, you can learn much more this morning. So welcome so much to our studios. Welcome to Look Up TV. Happy New Year. It's good to have you. So far, you have done extremely, you know, people would say extremely well. But I would also want to hear from where you sit, how you feel. You know, having to hold so many awards, most of which we will break down as we continue. What is that feeling like to come from a hawking situation to a CEO and founder of a very impactful organization? Yes.
I think okay, thank you for having me.
Karibu.
To share our story. My name is Douglas, and my co-founder is called Jacob Maina, so the guy we started with. I think the feeling is a feeling of possibility, because having come from down there to being able to establish one of the biggest, I call it one of the biggest tracking companies. And the reason car tracking and fleet management company, and the reason I am confident saying that is because when I look at the market today, most of the companies we have car tracking and fleet management, these people are either our employees or our partners. And most of the technologies they are using today, we are behind the scenes. We are the ones, they come to us and we give them the technology with their name. So that's why I would say one of the biggest.
And I want to appreciate the tracking. And one thing that people say when you're an innovator, you identify a gap, you identify something is missing. Why did you come up with you know, the tracking company?
It's a very interesting story that happened when I was a very young boy, me and my brother. We have a 2-year age difference. So we had life together. And I think sometimes in 1996, I like giving the story. So we woke up one day and our junky pickup had been stolen. Mind you, that time it had a tracking device.
All right.
So it was stolen, and we recovered that car, I think in 2001, many years after, I think around 6 years. And mind you, it had a car tracking, and we only got to get it, not because of the car track that it had, from a tip-off from a friend. So, and I think in 2013, we also lost a very close person through a road accident. And it happened that the driver was drunk and careless driving. And the family lost, I think the entire family was lost. And we decided now we have to do something.
Yes.
Now when I was in campus, GKUAT, we came up with this solution. And we said, let's stop car theft and let's stop careless driving and misuse of vehicles. And that's how the idea was born.
And that was you being a solution.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of youth are watching this morning, you know, doing a lot of, if you're Kenyan, so you do understand that there's been a lot of blame games and a lot of calling out of government's action. But you identified a problem. You came up with a solution.
Yeah.
And I think that is what I'm picking up this morning.
Yeah.
Now, just to bring you up to speed who Douglas is and why I feel it is very important to call him Xtraodinary, he has grabbed or scooped quite a number of awards that were awarded to his company, why we're saying it is one of the biggest. Including the COMESA Innovation Award in Ethiopia during the AU Head of State Summit. This is the only time I get to say congratulations in person. The Africa Achievers Award, South Africa. He's also been awarded to his company, listed by Forbes magazine Africa. That is quite something. The ITU Award in Thailand, and now the E for Change East Africa. People are asking, so many Kenyans are creative. So many people have ideas. We've seen people invent robots. Now with COVID-19, we saw, you know, ICU machines and beds. Why are these innovations not given the recognition? Why didn't they make it to where you got it? Is there something they are missing? Or what would you say to young innovators this morning?
Okay.
Yes.
Simple. Motivation.
All
The motivation behind the solution that you've created. You've seen people with great ideas, but they end up with them. It's the motivation. For me and for my brother and the team that we had, our motivation was to stop accidents, to stop vehicle misuse, to stop car theft. So until we saw that happen, that is when now these awards started coming. But many people will start something, great idea, before it even comes into actualization, they've moved to our next thing. So it's about following that process to fruition. And I'll give you an example. As you've said, when you're coming up with an idea, maybe I've jumped into maybe your next question, I don't know. But when you're coming up with this idea, you must have a solution that you're addressing to a certain challenge.
All right.
Then, for you to be able to do that, you have to follow a process. Number one, I would call it the start now effect. The start now effect is you have a great idea, and you've always been saying, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start the other day, when I get capital, when I get the right people.
You're postponing it.
Postponing, when I get the right connections. You only get all these things when you start. So the better time, there's no better time to start your idea, implementing your idea than now. Then, of course, before you get to fruition, you must have a team. It doesn't have to be a big team, but like-minded people who believe in what you are doing. Then, before you even start selling that, you should look at how am I going to protect my idea. Maybe utility models, registering utility models, trademarks, copyrights, patents, and all this. Yeah? And then, once we have the idea right, and everything is right, there's something we did that I believe everybody, maybe I should share that for the first time.
Yes.
Our idea was we were supposed to start our idea with 2 million Kenya shillings. We didn't have that. I want you to take a picture of someone who is selling shirts in town, buying them in Italy and hawking them around in offices. Then you ask this guy to start his idea with 2 million Kenya shillings. Then it's impractical. But my brother came up with a genius philosophy. He told me, for us to be able to achieve this, we need to be spending 2 hours every day thinking about this idea and doing something about it. At first, it was very boring, but eventually, in the long run, it became very interesting, and we'd spend more time with the idea. So what did we do? We put it in paper, and you know, when you talk about something, you start seeing the image of it.
Yes, you visualize it.
Yeah, you start seeing the possibility of it. Then you know what we did? We started talking to people. We didn't have money. We started talking to people about it. So I would go to my dad and talk to him about it, my brothers, my friends. I'll sit them down, whoever was keen to listen. And before we knew it, things started working towards our good. That's what happens. When you have an idea, you follow the right process, nature has a way of giving you what you want. So we needed 2 million shillings.
Yes.
We needed an office. We needed a house, because that time we were hopping around in people's houses because we didn't have our place. And as we were talking, people were listening. And COMESA Foundation, not COMESA, Xtraodinary Foundation happened. And they told us, you guys have great ideas. You know what you're going to do? We're going to give you a small space where you come and work on your idea. So you see, nature is now working towards our good.
Yes.
The next thing, just someone I met for the first time. He's from my village. He told me, I like your idea. I'll give you space. I'll give you a small house where you guys can live. You don't pay rent until your idea comes to fruition. That's the second one, right?
Yes.
Nature is working towards
the idea.
The idea.
Yes.
Then the last one was Comesa came. Comesa had our story, and they said, you needed 2 million, but we're going to give you 1 million. So idea kickstarted. So it's a matter of following the process. So once you have the process right, you have, and you're focused on it. You don't. Today you're doing car track. The next day we've been there since 2014, and we've not done other businesses. Today you're doing car tracking. Tomorrow you're doing M-Pesa. The other time you're doing another business. People will know you for many things. And
that's what is happening in the among the Kenyans, from what we have picked. The specialization aspect. People are thirsty more for the outcome, perhaps, for the income, than they are in actually growing and building these ideas to now what we are seeing it, working for you. Like now we can see this idea has birthed this product. I think that's the challenge this morning. Allow me to appreciate those who are watching us live on Facebook. And I can see here Bishop Ken is watching this morning. He says, good morning show, keep it up. Look up. Thank you very much for your feedback. Wanjiru Wagosho is watching, say good morning, watching from Dimu Farm. We love you, Anki, and of course my guest. And we love Look Up TV. Salimia Mr. Mwangi sana. Salimia. And Charles Tairo says, Kaka bro muheshimiwa. So thank you very much for tuning in. Keep telling us what your questions are. If you're a young innovator and you want to ask Mwangi if there's something they're doing with young innovators, I'm going to ask that question for you. But any other last questions I would pick before we wrap up, because we want to wrap up, I will allow you 1 minute on the comment section, hashtag TheMorningDrift on the Xtraordinary to ask a specific question or make a request. You never know. So as we are closing, you have been, you have thrived. And with all the awards, you have gotten the exposure. What are you doing? Is there something you're doing with the young innovators that they need to know and probably, take not advantage, but grab the opportunity? Yeah, in that line.
Okay. Yes. Number one, I want to outlive my generation. So I'm coming up with a book to tell our story, to tell how to do it from zero to the next step. Then we also have these forums where we address the young people, and we are always open. We have so many young people coming to our office. Someone has an idea, they don't know what to do. They probably need you to take them to the next person that they need.
Yes.
So we always do that. Our office is always open. And there are so many people who are coming in, and we help them. And you're also on social media.
Yes. There's a website they can go to.
www.africatrack.com.
www.africatrack.com. So people, I have told you over and over, it's a solution-driven conversation. It's a solution-driven TV. And here we have brought to you Douglas this morning, shared with you his story from hawking to now an extremely impactful, company in tracking and giving solutions in, the stealing of cars, among other things. So reach out on social media, on the website, and let us give you success stories the next time we'll host you again. This is me giving you and, extending another invitation.
Thank you.
So we can have another conversation and actually hear people say, when I watched him on Look Up TV, I started this and he walked with me and see me now. So we appreciate you. And so far, not with the Forbes magazine or all the other awards, as Douglas, if you were to rate your company, this far you have come. Are you satisfied that your idea is actually serving the purpose for which it was invented?
I'm completely satisfied, but we are still on the road of improvement. We are always solution oriented, and we do, our product evolves with what is going on the market. Can I give an example?
Yes.
What we are doing right now is that we have so many companies out there. They have tracking devices, they have vehicles with tracking devices, but they probably don't know how to. They don't have the right solution. So what we do, we'll come to your company. How many vehicles do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. So do you have a tracking device? Yes, we have a tracking device already installed by another company. So what we do, we take that, integrate into a system. What do you see? What solution do you get? You get a mobile application. These vehicles are grouped into functions: HR function, finance function, the CEO function. Different, they are clustered.
Amazing.
Then you're able to monitor your vehicles, the fuel consumption. You're able to monitor where they are. You're able to route them, to schedule them. If a car moves, it's supposed to only move from Westlands to, say, the airport, and it's supposed to follow this particular route. Anytime it deviates, you get a notification on your
Amazing.
on your email, on your phone. So you literally have all your vehicles on your phone. Then for that someone who has a car, a small car, we have a very small device. It's 2 centimeters by 3 centimeters. So we install that device in your car. So when I park my car out there, I have it in my phone. So you touch my car, I know from here. You steal my car, I know from here. Then I'm able to ground my car. So like it has a digital cut-off. When I left my car out there, I go to the app, I ground it. You can start that car until you authorize that from the app.
And I think this is what you guys need. So go check out the Africa Tracking International. Get this for your car because that is an investment. And I think this is worth it.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Lookup TV movement now.
To myself and you who's watching this morning, you can do it. Have a lovely morning. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.